One thing about living in Arizona, every season is entertaining season, which means our outdoor setup has to work hard year round. Our old console table just wasn't cutting it anymore. We needed more function, somewhere to set up drink dispensers, keep paper towels handy, have a workspace for food prep and serving, plus maybe a few potted plants to soften up the patio space. So I partnered with Simpson to create a new, more functional mobile console table that is sturdy enough to keep up with our climate, but beautiful enough to be a statement patio furniture piece. Before we get started, I want to thank Simpson for partnering with me on this video. I've used their outdoor accents line in past projects and I love it, so I'm really excited to be working with them again. For this build, I'll be using their Outdoor Accents Essentials hardware to add both sturdiness and beauty to this console table, because outdoor furniture should look just as good as it's built. Just to give you an idea, here's our old console, which I built a little over 10 years ago. It served us well over the years, but our brutal Arizona climate was definitely starting to take its toll. The table had gotten pretty wobbly, and we also found ourselves wanting a little more functionality from it. The solution was to design a whole new console table that better fit our needs, starting with the connectors. The Simpson Outdoor Accents Essentials connectors add a whole new level of beauty and sturdiness to the overall design. I built this entire project using 4x4s and 2x lumber. I started by cutting all of the pieces to size on my miter saw, and then sanded everything smooth, gradually working my way up to 220 grit. With all the pieces cut and sanded, it was time to begin assembly. I positioned the rigid tie connectors against the legs and front apron of the table, then clamped everything together to hold it steady while I added the screws. I drilled 1/8-inch pilot holes into the wood and then drove in the screws. One thing I love about these angled connectors is that they hold the wood to a perfect 90-degree angle, so I didn't have to worry about constantly checking that everything was square. The connectors did that job for me. I worked my way around the entire upper portion of the table frame, attaching the connectors to each leg and apron. You'll need a total of 16 of these connectors for the upper and lower frames of the console table. I've linked the printable plans and step-by-step photo tutorial in the description below. Once the upper frame was built, I flipped the table over and started installing the connectors for the bottom shelf. These connectors sit flush with the bottoms of the table legs. Once again, I drilled pilot holes and then added the screws. Because some of the screw holes wouldn't be accessible once the table was standing upright, I installed only the screws I could reach and saved the rest for a later step. Once all of the lower connectors were in place, I began adding the 2x4 aprons for the bottom shelf. Again, I attached the screws only where I could reach and saved the rest for the next step. With the lower connectors and aprons mostly secured, I laid the table on its side and installed the remaining screws to the undersides of the connectors. This fully secured the aprons and stabilized the table legs. For the tabletop and bottom shelf, I used 2x6 boards that I trimmed down on my table saw. This allowed me to make them the exact width I wanted while also removing the rounded edges from the 2x material. The square edges give everything a cleaner, more modern look. I also cut 2x4 cross supports for the tabletop and lower shelf. These provide additional support for the trimmed down 2x6 boards and give them another attachment point. I drilled pocket holes into each end, measured the table frame to determine their placement, and then attached them using 2.5-inch pocket screws. Before making the table too heavy by adding the top and lower shelf, I flipped it onto its side and installed the 2-inch locking casters. It's especially important to drill pilot holes during this step so you don't split the wood when driving in the screws. I flipped the table back onto its feet and began attaching the bottom shelf boards. I lined everything up and drove in a few starter screws to hold the first board firmly in place, and then I measured and marked the locations of the cross supports. Once again, I drilled pilot holes through the boards and drove in 2.5-inch screws to secure everything in place. I followed the same process for the tabletop, although this time I left a 1-inch overhang along the front instead of making it flush all the way around. I originally planned to trim it flush, but I liked the way it looked with a little bit of an overhang. Next, I began cutting down the 2x12 that would make the upper shelf. I definitely could have used a 2x10 for this, but apparently I hadn't had enough coffee the morning I bought all of the lumber and wasn't thinking clearly about exactly what size I needed. Once the board was cut to length, I moved over to my table saw and trimmed it to my desired width of 8.5 inches. Now you can see why I could have easily used a 2x10, but you live and learn. I clamped the vertical supports to the tabletop and attached them using Simpson strong tie angle connectors and 1.5 inch pan head screws. Once both vertical supports were attached, I carefully set the shelf on top of them and clamped it securely in place. I could then add the angle connectors to the upper corners. To finish off the table, I added an Outdoor Accents bottle opener to the side of one of the shelf supports. I also added the Outdoor Accents star to the front of the table, but apparently I forgot to hit record on my camera and missed that step entirely. For me, the star is a little nod to Texas. It's where my husband is from and also where he proposed to me. And apparently I was on a roll with forgetting to hit the record button because I also missed installing the paper towel holder on the inside of one of the shelf supports. I made it using threaded iron pipe that I recycled from an old freestanding paper towel holder I had built a few years ago. Initially, I planned to stain the table with an outdoor stain, but I hated all of the colors when I tested them on scrap wood. Instead, I'm going to seal the entire table with an outdoor varnish. Unfortunately, it's been between 110 and 115 degrees here lately, and it's nearly impossible to brush on varnish in those temperatures. We're getting a nice long cool down in about a week when temperatures will be in the low 100s, so I'm going to be working to add the finish then, so stay tuned for that. Overall, the finished table is everything I envisioned and more. I absolutely love how the Simpson strong tie connectors add so much stability while also bringing a beautiful decorative element to the design. The contrast of the black powder-coated finish against the natural wood looks so good. Not only that, but the connectors made assembling the table incredibly easy. To update your own outdoor living space, check out the links below. I've included a link to find a retailer near you that carries the Simpson strong tie Outdoor Accents Essentials connectors that I used, and I've also included the printable plans for this project. Special thanks again to Simpson strong tie for partnering with me on today's project. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more projects just like this one.